Welcome to What's the Tea Tuesday, where we discuss relevant news and information for Harper students. I'm Erin Graff, the manager for student involvement.
And I'm Melanie Duhai, the club and organization liaison and administrative assistant to today's wonderful guest. Welcome, Mary Kay Harton, the Dean of Students. Thank you for joining us today, Dean Harton.
Thank you for having me, and I'm honored to be here, but please call me Mary Kay.
Thank you, Mary Kay. For our viewers who may not know you, can you please describe your role at Harper College as the Dean of Students?
Sure. I liken the role of Dean of Students is similar to the principal at your school, the elementary school principal or even the high school principal. And basically, my job is to uphold the behavioral expectations of the institution through our student code of conduct, to provide support and resources so students can continue to go to school. And then under the Dean of Students here at Harper, I have the Division of Student Engagement, which includes the Center for Student Involvement, which has clubs and orgs, Student Government Association, Veterans Center, and Military Connected Student Center. Athletics, the Performing Arts Center, and the Student ID Box Office. Our Health and Recreation Center, which is Building M, and also a brand new position, our Health and Wellness Manager for employees and students, and also our Conduct Officer. So I talked about the Code of Conduct. I have a Conduct Officer that helps adjudicate the cases, to educate the campus, and to assist with anything around behavioral expectations for students.
It sounds like a very student-responsive role. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? What have you been doing for fun since we've been on the stay-at-home order? What are your hobbies?
Wow, thank you. Fun. I thought, I probably could do a little more of that. I'm an avid cyclist, so my partner and I try to get out and bike ride, not as much as I'd like to, but we like to bike ride. We moved, so we've been moving. Other things for fun, I've been watching movies. I've been reading or ordering books, I should say, and so I'm building up my reading collection and just, really trying to stay engaged, working a lot, but then after work trying to have, fun with movies, being outside as much as possible.
Great, that's wonderful. Yeah, being outside at this time, now that we've got some beautiful weather coming through, I'm sure that you and our viewers are enjoying and hopefully taking advantage of this weather.
Yes.
Mary Kay, give us the scoop. What were you like as a college student, and what were you involved in?
Well, I tell you right away, my first thought, I was a nerdy girl. I was a first-generation college student, so my older brother and I are a year apart. So he went to school, and then I went to school, and my parents didn't earn their bachelor's degrees, so I didn't know. I was very young, naive, sheltered, and innocent. I went to a 2-year all-girls school for my associate degree in liberal arts, and I would tell you what I was like in the beginning: so homesick, sheltered. I thought I had to sign up for classes like high school. And then when I was told, no, this is Monday, Wednesday, I didn't know what to do with my time. I didn't get involved in the first semester. And honestly, I did not join a club. I do not know why. I think I was so homesick, I really stayed in my room with my roommate. I worked in the cafeteria, which, when I first found out, I thought, I was so no. That turned out to be the best thing ever because I saw every student in that school go through the line. And so I really got to meet everybody and got exposed to a lot of young women. So that was great. My second semester, I started to get involved. So I was a honor society, so a golden key. And then I ran for student body president. And I did not get it, and I was devastated. But then I ran for the residence hall position president, and I got that. I became part of an elite group. Probably now people would say it was hazing. It was an elite group that basically we provided programming for the campus, and there was some really neat traditions. We called them traditions. But our group you had to be initiated into the group. That caused a lot of commotion at the time. So then I would tell you my second year, I was overly involved. I was so involved, my GPA dropped. my second semester, because I was ruling the school. We were involved in everything and putting on all this great programming that I was too social, and my anatomy grade dropped in it. I earned a D, to be in all transparency and honesty. And so my GPA dropped, but I graduated. And so, yeah, and then I traveled for a year in a performing group because I didn't know where to transfer. I hadn't figured it out, and I did not talk to an advisor. I didn't talk to a transfer specialist. I just left and decided to travel in this group for a year, which was, we traveled internationally, the best education ever. But I always knew I needed to go back to school. And then I finally had the light shown, and I then went back to my undergrad and earned my bachelor's degree. And so yeah, that's I've kind of got a weird story about college. It was like 2 years, take a break, 2 years, take a break, master's degree, and got into higher ed.
Well, thank you for sharing. I know that a lot of college students have experiences such as you mentioned, where it's not really knowing how to get involved, but they find their ways in. And involvement doesn't just, I think a lot of people think when we talk about involvement, they think just clubs and organizations, right. And it's not. It includes athletics, it includes working on campus, study abroad. All of those things give our students a deeper connection to other students and a better connection to our campus resources, such as our employees, and a better understanding of everything that's offered. So thank you for sharing that story.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I know that you've traveled all over and you've lived many places as well. What are some ways that you're staying connected to family and friends during this time?
Gosh, I would say Zoom has become my new best friend. And I would tell you, through the pandemic, I've reconnected with my alumni from my 2-year school. It's called Cody College. We connected right off the bat in the pandemic. And it was through Facebook that I got, they reached out to me through Facebook, and I've never attended a reunion. Also, so for that group, then the group that I traveled with, Zoom, they're having monthly Zooms. And so I've reconnected back to high school friends, college alumni, my friends there, this group up with people I've connected. And then my family, we just set up weekly Zooms with them. And so there's a silver lining to this pandemic. And I would say Zoom is it. Facebook, I connect a lot through Facebook and Watch. I know I'm probably of that generation to be on Facebook, but that's really it. And then I really try to call. I'm really, being mindful to reach out and touch base with friends, but it's really been fun to Zoom because you see their faces and you can bring in more than 1 or 2 people. So that's how I'm doing it. Nothing too fancy.
Well, thanks, Mary Kay. I know that we find ourselves with a little bit more time on our hands, and I think that's a great example of how we can reach out to those in our lives maybe that we've lost touch with or would want to reconnect with, since I've heard lots of stories like that of people reaching out and developing those friendships again. So I'm going to steal some of those, get connected with some friends that I haven't talked to in a while. So thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
When we talk a little bit more about being connected to the campus and specifically connected to some of the areas that fall within your preview that are within the Division of Student Engagement, what can students do to really connect with campus and your division throughout the summer?
I think the number one would be our virtual programming. There's a virtual program on Instagram Live every day. So Mondays with Jesus, Tuesdays with you, Melanie and Erin, both of y'all. It's a great way to connect. And then on Wednesdays, we've had catch up with Katie. And then Thursdays, wellness, be well with Beth and ask the trainer. And then Friday night, I would really encourage students to tune in on Friday night bites, just to Zoom in, come in with us, reach out to us, give us ideas to connect. And the other thing I would say is reach out to students in your class and maybe create a Zoom, catch up. Student government was Zooming their meetings. That's just, I think students should just keep connecting with each other via Zoom. They know the channels better than me. But I would say tune in with us. please email, text, Instagram Live, give us ideas of what to do. And because we want to connect with them just as much as we want them to connect with us. And, you know, ideas of what, when and what to talk about, I would say connect with your instructors, connect with, if you did work when we were on campus, reconnect with us. You know, I know we're trying to reach out to student aides, and we're still here for you, even though we're not seeing each other every day in the office. But, you know, maybe we do a Zoom catch up with them. You know, I think it's, yeah, I would just tell them no question is silly. Reach out. We'd be happy to talk, even just to say, can we have virtual coffee together? Or, you know, like think about if you're, can we hang out in building A? How do we recreate those moments virtually?
Those are all great ideas and ways to stay connected. I know we do miss our students as much as they miss us, and we'd like to stay in touch. Mary Kay, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your experiences. We were very glad we were able to talk to you today.
Thank you for having me. You all are awesome. And, you know, I just want to really keep encouraging our students. Hang in there. It's first time for all of us. And we will see you soon back on campus.
Thank you, Mary Kay.
Thank you.